In the previous exercises with the hatching, we looked at how we could use maybe the inside and just fill an area. We even looked at how we could fill everything, so that would include the barge boards here as well, by pointing it above the object rather than pointing actually within it. We've also looked at how we could use the associative hatch to pick out individual points, how we could use the rectangle hatch just to drag diametrically opposite points there to give us just a simple rectangle, and how we could add islands into our hatches that we've already created, and also add corners or delete corners to them. Here though we're going to use the auto command to show us how we can hatch very quickly and very efficiently using be it lines, patterns, or even shading and gradient fills. So we'll choose the auto tool and inside. So I'm not going to point above here, because if I did that it would, as I say, include all of the barge board too. So I could pick a point here, not incidentally pointing over one of these, because that would simply hatch the particular boundary that we have nearest to it directly underneath. So pick a point there to hatch the whole of the elevation. Now we want to add our islands. This with a simple rectangle, nice and easy, I can just point inside. However, when we have something a little more complicated here, if I point inside there, I'm still left with the hatches to take out, so I need to take out 3. Whereas if I point simply above it, it will find the boundary, the most extensive boundary there, and leave us with less work to do. And we can use the same principle here, so lots and lots, if we just zoom in we can see lots of detail there on the window. Rather than having to pick on around individual objects, we can simply point above and it will take out the hatching for us. So that's a very quick, simple way of using Caddie's automatic hatching tools to hatch an elevation. A final thing here, we'll just take a look at how we can use the associative hatch to maybe include some shadow lines. So in the first instance we're going to set up our hatch. Rather than the line style here, we'll use a fill, and we'll choose maybe a grey, so we'll choose a grey colour for our shadows, and you'll notice that it will actually go onto a different layer from the line or pattern hatches there. So OK that, and then we'll zoom in. Now if we're wanting to simplify our drawing, we do have the ability to turn hatches off as a group of objects. So nothing to do with layers, but as an object type. Same thing with lines, same thing with text, dimensions, and so on. So if I just turn them off now, so that I can see my drawing more clearly, I can use my construction lines maybe to set up an offset of 250 millimeters, just pointing on the side that I want to go there. I can go back to my hatching tools, select associative hatch, and here I'm in an auto snap, so I'll go auto snap and literally pick around my trace, so not having to set up individual lines for a border. Option end. Now if I switch the hatches back on, we'll see that we have our shadows, and then of course delete the construction lines. So there's a little practical demonstration of how you can use different types of hatch tool within Caddie.